Airbnb promised us a dream: live like a local, skip the hotel, and find a home away from home. For many, it worked. But for a growing number, that dream has turned into a nightmare of scams, lost money, and even danger. Imagine planning your trip for months, only to arrive and find the address is a vacant lot. Or worse, your host vanishes with your deposit. These aren't rare flukes. They're the result of a system that put growth ahead of user protection. Take the London couple who booked a Roman holiday. Glowing reviews, stunning photos, a friendly host, until they paid by bank transfer. The host disappeared, the listing vanished, and their money was gone. The emotional toll is huge, not just lost cash, but the humiliation and stress of being stranded in a foreign city. Travelers scramble for last-minute hotels, budgets blown, trust shattered. The platform that promised connection has become a hunting ground for scammers. Every day, new stories surface, reminders that the beautiful photo and friendly message might be a trap. Airbnb's model relies on trust between strangers, but that's exactly what makes it so vulnerable. When things go wrong, the company's response is often a shrug and a reference to the fine print. For the traveler left on the street, the dream vacation never was, and Airbnb has some serious explaining to do. How are scammers pulling this off? It's no longer just fake photos and emails. Today's scams are powered by AI. The classic move scammers post listings with gorgeous AI-generated photos and lure travelers off Airbnb with promises of discounts. Once you pay outside the platform, your money and protections are gone. AI now creates hyper-realistic property photos, making it nearly impossible to spot fakes. A 2024 survey found over a third of adults can't tell real photos from AI-generated ones. Scammers also use AI chatbots to handle conversations, mimicking friendly hosts and scaling their operations to target thousands at once. You can't trust the photos, the reviews, or even that you're talking to a real person. Phishing attacks have skyrocketed, with Booking.com reporting up to a 900% increase, mostly driven by AI. The playbook will compromise a real host's account, use AI to message guests, and redirect payments to fraudsters. Airbnb claims to fight back, but for every scam they stop, many more succeed. Technology meant to help travelers is now weaponized against them. The modern scam is a chilling reminder of how quickly trust can be destroyed. You'd think older, less tech-savvy travelers would be the main scam victims, but it's millennials and Gen Z who fall for these traps most. Their digital confidence makes them overconfident and prime targets. Studies show 18 to 34-year-olds are scammed more than any other group, often chasing bargains and taking risks. Scammers know a pay-by-bank transfer for a discount offer is irresistible to young travelers on a budget. Many start their bookings on social media, bypassing safety checks and falling for influencer posts that lead straight to fraud. Fake profiles and ads create a seamless pipeline from Instagram to a scam. Despite their digital fluency, 41% of young adults admit they wouldn't know where to turn if scammed. They send money via unprotected transfers, and when the host disappears, they're left with no recourse. Their tech skills give them confidence, but not the wisdom to avoid disaster. The result, a generation of savvy users blindsided by their own overconfidence. Airbnb's problems go beyond scams. It's become a tool for serious crime. The platform's anonymity and weak verification make it easy for criminals to rent properties for illegal activities. Drug dealers use Airbnbs as moving trap houses, evading law enforcement. Massive parties, often promoted on social media, turn rentals into crime scenes, sometimes ending in violence. Neighbors never know if the next guests are tourists or trouble. Organized crime exploits Airbnb's global reach, using it for cross-border operations. Local authorities struggle to get information from a tech giant based far away. Airbnb's quest for scale created a playground for criminals, often at the expense of the communities it claimed to help. Nowhere is Airbnb's dark side clearer than in Colombia, where the platform is linked to sex trafficking and exploitation of minors. Criminals use social media and dating apps to lure victims, then book Airbnbs as anonymous, temporary brothels. Guest-friendly became code for hosts who'd ignore unregistered guests, including minors. After a high-profile arrest, Airbnb removed over 150 such listings in Medellin, but only after public outrage. The company's background checks, designed for the US, fail in places with complex criminal networks. Local hosts complain Airbnb ignores warnings about suspicious activity. Listings in Colombia grew 21% in 2024, but investment in safety hasn't kept up. The result? A platform enabling exploitation of the most vulnerable. Airbnb's one-size-fits-all approach is failing communities that need real protection. the dream of global connection has become a nightmare for many. Airbnb touts safety programs like AirCover and partnerships with online safety groups, but in practice, their efforts are reactive and often ineffective. The company puts the burden on users. Stay on the platform, don't pay outside. When scams happen, Airbnb often blames the victim for not following advice. Serious crimes prompt action only after media outrage, not before. Criminals adapt faster than Airbnb can respond, always staying one step ahead. AirCover is full of exceptions and the claims process is a bureaucratic maze. For every scam stopped, more slipped through, leaving travelers to fend for themselves. The numbers reveal a crisis, not just a few bad stories. In the UK, the average holiday scam cost victims nearly £2,000 in 2024. Multiply that by thousands of cases worldwide, and the financial toll is staggering. 34% of people can't spot AI-generated property photos, so the main tool for judging a rental is now unreliable. Phishing attacks have exploded, with some platforms seeing up to a 900% increase in a year. Airbnb's claim of stopping 3,200 phishing domains is a drop in the ocean. 71% of guests now worry about fraud when booking travel. The trust that made Airbnb possible is evaporating. The data paints a picture of a system under siege by unchecked deception. Airbnb's greatest asset was trust. Now it's in freefall. Guests, bombarded by scam stories and warnings, approach every booking with suspicion. The seamless experience is gone, replaced by anxiety and detective work. Legitimate hosts suffer too, facing distrustful guests and little support when things go wrong. Communities once hopeful for tourism revenue now see Airbnb as a source of disruption and crime. The backlash is growing stricter regulations, bans, and souring public opinion. When trust collapses, the sharing economy model itself is at risk. Airbnb's broken promises threaten to unravel the entire ecosystem. Airbnb's failures are part of a bigger problem, an entire tech ecosystem that enables crime. Crimes often start on one platform, move to another, and end on Airbnb, with each company denying responsibility. Sex trafficking in Medellin, for example, begins on social media, moves to encrypted messaging, and ends in an Airbnb rental. Tech giants operate in silos, refusing to coordinate or share accountability. This lack of cooperation is exactly what criminals exploit. The result: powerful tools for connection become tools for harm. Until tech companies work together and accept shared responsibility, they'll remain unwitting partners in crime. The system's design flaws are now a global safety crisis. The party's over for Airbnb. Years of unchecked growth have led to a crisis of trust and reputation. The brand once meant adventure. Now it means risk and deception. Travelers are wary, bookings are down, and cities are cracking down with new regulations. Governments are demanding licensing, limiting rentals, and holding platforms liable for illegal activity. The era of self-regulation is ending. Compliance costs and legal battles loom. Airbnb's failures cast a shadow over the entire sharing economy, forcing competitors to focus on safety and security. Rebuilding trust will take more than PR. It requires a fundamental shift to a safety-first culture. That means real investment in security, local oversight, and accepting greater responsibility. Airbnb must choose become a responsible global citizen, or go down as a cautionary tale of broken trust. The future of travel and the sharing economy depends on what happens next.